Magandang araw na naman po muli sa atin at isang bagong pagkatuto sa ating siknayan. Ngayon po ay pag-usapan natin kung paano ba natin i-graph ang quadratic functions. Isa ito sa mga mahirap na lessons na pinaayawan ng ating mga bata, yung pag-graph. Ngayon, bibigyan ko kayo ng mga mas madaling paraan kung paano ba natin i-graph yung ating quadratic functions. Simulan na natin. So, sundin lang natin yung sumusunod na mga methods na to. Una, identify the vertex of a given quadratic function given. So, if the given is in vertex form, so kita agad natin kung nasaan yung vertex. If the given is in the general form, let's just transform it into vertex form, just like our previous lesson. Next, we have to know the opening of the graph, kung upward ba siya o downwards. Mamaya papakita natin paano ba malalaman kung upward or downward yung ating parabola. Pangatlo, identify natin yung value of A para malaman natin yung pattern. At yun ang pag-uusapan natin kasunod. Ano nga ba itong pattern? Ito yung mas madaling paraan na hindi na natin kailangan ng table of values. Let's know the pattern. If A is 1, okay, from the vertex, move 1 unit to the left and right, then 1 unit upward if A is positive, then downward if A is negative. So that is 1, 1. Then from that position, move 1 unit left and right again, then 3 units now upward or downward if A is negative. So 1, 1 and then 1, 3. Yun yung pattern yung susundin natin. 1, 1 and then 1, 3. So again, if A is 1, the pattern would be 1, 1 and then 1, 3. Then after that, if A is 2, the pattern now that we're going to follow is 1, 2, then 1, 6. Take note of that. So 1, 1 and 1, 2 for A is 1, and 1, 2, then 1, 6 if A is 2. Now if A is 3, that's 1, 3, then 1, 9. 1 to the left and right, then 3 units upward. 1 to the left and right, and then 9 units upward. Now, if A is n, then we're going to move 1 n, and then 1, 2 times the value of n. So, let's just have at least mga 5 values, the vertex and these 4 movements. Let's say,
So how are we going to identify the vertex of our given quadratic function? So if our given is in the form y is equal to ax squared plus k, wherein you don't have any values of b, your vertex is at 0, k. So that means your value of your x is 0 and the value of your y is the constant. But if it's in the form y is equal to a quantity x minus h squared, you don't have any value of k, your vertex is at h0. So you're going to change the sign of your h. So it's minus h, so it becomes positive h, and you don't have k, so that is 0. But if it's in the form y is equal to a quantity x minus h squared plus k, your vertex is at hk. So we're just going to get the values of your x and y through the h and the k. So in this case, we don't have any values of h. So that's why it's 0. And your k here is the value of your y. In this case, the value of your h here will be the value of your y. And you don't have any value of k, so that is 0. In this case, so this is your h. The one inside the parentheses will be the value of your x. And the one outside, which is the constant, will be the value of your y. Okay, so let's apply this now in one example. But before we proceed to that, let's review first your plotting of points. So if this is your Cartesian plane, so again, this is your x coordinate and this is your y coordinate. If you're asked to plot, for example, positive 2, positive 3. So let's find first the sign for each quadrant. So again, this is your quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. In quadrant 1, the signs of our coordinates or ordered pair is positive and positive because we have here your positive x's and your negative x, positive y, and your negative y. So on this side, we have a positive x and a negative x. Sorry for that. A negative x and a positive y. On this side, both x and y are negative. And on this side, we have positive x and a negative y. So we just have to find the intersection of the points. For example, we have 2 and positive 3. So obviously this is in quadrant 1 because both positive. So this is our positive 2 and this is our positive 3. Okay, we're just going to get their intersection. So this is your 2, 3. This is your x-axis, this is your y. So remember, this is your x, this is your y. So this is our point 2, 3. Another example, if I ask you to plot, let's say 0, 5. So 0 is in the middle, then your y, which is positive 5, is here. So here's your 0, 5. And if, for example, I ask you to have negative 3, 0. So x, which is negative 3, it's on this side, and 0. So it's along, this one is along the y-axis, and ito ay along x-axis. So sana natandaan na po kung paano po ipa-plot yung mga points kasi gagamitin natin siya sa mga susunod nating slides. Sige, isa pang example. Let's say, plot natin ang negative 1, 5. So, for your x, you have negative 1. Ito yun. And then, for your y, you have positive 5, which is this. So, nandito siya sa part na to. Punan. Puruhin lang natin muna to. So, here's your negative 1, 5. Negative 1x and your 5. Kaya doon siya. Let's proceed to our example and how we're going to graph your quadratic function. So here's y is equal to negative 2x squared plus 1. First, let's identify the vertex. From our previous slide, so this one is in the form y is equal to ax squared plus k. So that means the vertex is at 0, k. So that means ang vertex natin ay nasa 0, 1. Pagkatapos nating identify ang vertex, kailangan din nating malaman ng opening. So, para malaman ang opening, kailangan muna nating malaman ang A niya, kung positive or negative. Kung positive tong A, upward, pero negative siya, kaya downward tayo. Then, yung nasa previous slide din natin, kailangan natin makita yung pattern niya. So, kailangan natin makuha ang value of A. Ang A natin ay 2. So, mula sa slide kanina, pag ang A ay 2, ang pattern natin ay 1, 2, then 1, 6. Yan, meron na tayong vertex, meron na tayong opening, at meron na tayong pattern. Pwede na tayong mag-graph. So, simulan natin sa ating vertex. So, ang vertex natin ay nasa 0, 1. So, kanina naaral na natin paano natin may lalagay yung points. So, 0, 1. So, along y-axis. So, 0, 1. So, Ito, ang 0, 1 natin. Yan ang ating vertex. Then, magmo-move naman tayo according to our pattern. So, ang una nating pattern ay 1, 2. This means 1, left and right. Then, 2 units, up or down, downward. Kasi negative tayo. So, 1 first, left and right. Kuha tayo ng 1 left and right. Bakit kasi napipindot? 1 left and right, 1 left and right. Then 2 units downward. So 1, 2. Dito yun. Ganun din dito. So 1, 2. Yan. Tapos pwede nyo nang burahin itong line para lang makita nyo. Kaya ako nilagay yung line. Yan. After that, we're going to have 1 unit again to the left and to the right. But now 6 units downward. So let's have first your 1 to the left and right from this point. 1 to the left and right. Then 6 units downward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's our port point. Actually, magkatapat lang sila. So pwedeng itapat na lang natin yun. Tapos burahin na natin yung lines. Yan. After that, we can now draw your smooth curve. Draw yung smooth curve. At ito na po yung graph ng y is equal to negative 2x squared plus 1. Okay, punta tayo sa next example. So, katulad na ng simulan natin, kuhanin natin yung vertex. So, ito naman, naka y is equal to x minus h squared. So, ang vertex niyan ay h0. Papalitan natin yung sign ng nasa loob. So, ang vertex nito, negative 3, 0. Katapos, opening. Ang opening niyan, since positive yung ating value, it's upward. Tapos, ang value ng a natin, wala namang 2, walang 3, that's value of 1. So, ang pattern natin pag 1 ay 1, 1, tapos 1, 3. Yan. Kompleto na. Vertex, opening, pattern. So, simulan na natin. Kuhanin muna natin yung vertex natin. Negative 3, 0 along x-axis to. So, ito ang ating negative 3, 0. Katapos, pattern tayo. 1 unit upward and 1 unit left and right. 1 left and right. Tapos 1 unit upward. Okay, simulan natin sa ating 1 to the left and right. 1 left and right. Then 1 upward. 1 upward. 1 upward. So, ito yun. Tapos nun, burahin nyo na yung lines. Kung kaya ninyo nang walang line, mas maganda. Then, let's proceed to the next pattern. 1 to the left and right, and then 3 units upward. So, 1 to the left and right, then 3 units upward. 1, 2, 3. Ito. Ganun din dito. 1 to the left and right, then 3 units up. 1, 2, 3. Bring nyo na yung lines. Mas maganda kung kaya nyo na walang lines. Then, let's draw our smooth curve. Ay, lumampas. Ganun din dito. At ito na ang ating graph ng y is equal to x plus 3 squared. Very good. Next example tayo. Yan. Ito, kompleto na. So, y equals x minus h squared plus k. So, here's our h and here's our k. So, ang vertex na natin dito ay, change the sign sa loob, positive 3, negative 2. Then, opening natin. Ang opening natin, since positive 2, ay upward. Ang value of a natin ulit ay 1. So, ang pattern ulit natin ay 1, 1, then 1, 3. So, vertex, opening, pattern. So, let's start. Vertex natin ay 3, negative 2. So, ito yung positive 3, negative 2. Ito sa baba. So, ito yung positive 3, negative 2. Nakita ko lang para makita nyo kung paano ko pinlat yung point. Then, after that, we proceed to the pattern. Pattern niya, 1 to the left and right, then 1 unit upward. 1 to the left and right, then 1 unit upward. 1 unit upward. So, ito yun at ito. Pinlit natin yung lines. After that, another pattern. 1 to the left and right, then 3 units upward naman. 1 to the left and right, then 3 units upward. So, 1, 2, 3. Yun. 1 to the left and right, then 3 units upward. 1, 2, 3. Yun. Let's erase our line. Just showing your lines. Pinapakita ko lang yung lines para mas makita nyo kung paano gumalaw from its given point. Okay. Pagkatapos nun, pwede natin i-draw yung ating smooth curve. Ito na ang ating graph ng y equals x minus 3 squared minus 2. Good. Next example tayo, guys. Okay. So, in this case, naka-general form pa siya. Gawin muna nating standard. So, pattern ulit tayo. So, we're going to have 3x squared minus 6x. Diba, hihiwalay muna natin siya. Tapos, minus 2. Factor out natin yung a. So, 3x squared minus 2x and minus 2. So, 3 divided by 3, 1. 6 divided by 3 ay 2. Hanap natin yung third term. 2 divided by 2, 1 times 1. So, plus 1. Minus 1 times 3. So, minus 3 tayo. So, get the square of binomial. Square root of x squared, x. Square root of 1, 1. Sign middle term 1. Negative 2 minus 3. Negative 5. Yun. So, since nasa vertex form na tayo, pwede natin makuha ang vertex. So, that's positive 1 and negative 5. Pagkatapos nun, ang opening. Opening natin, positive yung 3. So, upward ulit. Pero yung pattern na natin, ang value of a na natin ay positive 3. Okay. So, ang pattern natin ay 1, 3. Tapos ay 1, 9. So, vertex, opening, pattern. Simulan na natin. Vertex natin ay sa 1, negative 5. So, ito si positive 1. Ito si negative 5. So, nandito yun. Yan. Try mo natin ito. So, that is our vertex. 1, negative 5. After that, our pattern. 1 to the left and right, then 3 units upward. 1 to the left and right. 1 to the left and right, then 3 units upward. So, 1, 2, 3. So, 1, 2, 3. Ito na. Tapos nun, try muna natin. Mas makita nyo yung point. Ay, nawala yung isa. Yan. Tapos nyan, 1 unit to the left and right, and then 9 units upward. 1 to the left and right, then 9. Tulungan niyo ako magbilang. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Naka-by 2s kasi yung coordinate plane ko ha, kaya tingnan nyo din yun sa inyo. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, ito yun. Ganon din sa kabila. So, 1 to the left, then 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yun. So, meron tayong 5 points. Ring ko lang yung lines. Then, pwede nating i-draw yung ating graph. Medyo mas manipis siya kumpara dun sa ibang graph natin. Ayan. So, this is y is equal to 3x squared minus 6x minus 2. So, to our next example. So, kailangan ulit natin itong i-transform. So, negative x squared plus 2x, then plus 7. Factor out natin kahit 1 lang yan kasi negative. So, x squared, kailangan positive kasi yung x squared natin sa loob ng parenthesis. So, negative divided by negative, positive. Positive divided by negative. So, negative 2x na yung natira sa loob, then plus 7. Third term, 2 divided by 2, 1 times 1, so plus 1. So, 1 times negative 1, plus 1 na yun. So, negative x minus 1 squared, then 7 plus 1, 8. Ulitin natin ha, paano nangyari ulit yun dito. Ring ko na lang. So, plus 7 yun. Bakit naging plus 1? Diba, minus 1 times, may negative 1 tayo dito. Negative 1. So, negative times negative, kaya naging positive 1. So, hope clear tayo dun ha. Next po tayo. So, we already have our vertex. Vertex is at positive 1, positive 8. Opening natin ay downwards kasi negative. Tapos, ang value of A natin ay 1. So, ang pattern natin, 1, 1, then 1, 3. Simulan natin kasi meron na tayong vertex, may opening, at may pattern. So, simulan natin sa vertex. Ang vertex natin ay nasa 1, 8. So, nasa quadrant 1 yan. Positive 1, positive 8. Ito yung 8 natin. So, yun yung ating vertex. Turn on. Ito tayo sa ating pattern. 1 to the left and right, then 1 units downward. Ito muna tayo sa 1 to the left and right. So, 1 to the left and right. 1 to the left and right, then 1 unit downward. 1 unit down, 1 unit down. Tapos, punta naman tayo sa next pattern natin. Kailangan linawan natin yung vertex. Yan. Tapos nun, tayo naman ay pumunta sa 1 unit to the left and right, then 3 units downward. 1 to the left and right, then 3 units downward. 1, 2, 3. 1 to the left and right, and 3 units downward. 1, 2, 3. Then, let's draw our graph. Parahin lang natin yung mga lines. Ay, nawala din yung ano. Yun. And this. Now, ang graph natin ng y is equal to negative x squared plus 2x plus 7. Yan. Ulitin ko lang po. Ang aking pong coordinate plane dito ay naka-by 2s. So, sa inyong graphing papers, pwedeng naka-by 1 cent. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo yung pag move ko is half-half. kasi hindi ko na nakalagay dito yung 1 at yung mga 3. Pero yun. So, kaya nakalakalahati ang movement ko po. Sana huwag kayo malito dun sa part na yun. Okay. So, sana po may natutunan po ulit kayong bago ngayon kung paano mag-graph ng mas madali na hindi na natin kailangan ng table of values. Basta susundin lang po natin yung pattern na pinakita ko po kanina. So, sa lesson na to, importante na matutunan natin ulit kung paano tayo magpa-plot ng points. Importante po yan. Kahit alam po natin yung pattern, kung hindi natin alam po saan ilalagay yung points, mahihirapan po tayo. Pangalawa, kailangan alam po natin kung nasaan yung vertex. Nakita ko po kanina, paano natin malalaman ang vertex ng isang quadratic function. Then, bago natin matutunan kung pattern. Yung pattern, pinakita ko din kanina. Yun yung susundin natin para hindi na tayo mag-plot ng points. So, sana balik-balikan nyo yung mga parts na kailangan nyo mas matutunan. Kung nahirapan kayo mag-plot ng points, aralin mo muna ulit kung paano ka magpa-plot ng points. Kung saan mo ilalagay yung bawat ordered pairs mo. Dahil hindi mo matututunan mag-graph ng quadratic functions kung hindi mo alam kung saan ilalagay yung bawat points. Then, tingnan mo ding maigi kung paano ba ma-identify ang vertex. Dahil pwede naman nating balik-balikan yung ating video, di ba? So, mag-pause at click ka na lang doon sa mga part na medyo nahirapan bago sa kakapumunta doon sa pinaka-lesson natin kung paano natin i-graph ang quadratic function. Sana po ay mas natutunan natin ng unti-unti para mas masagutan natin yung mga nasa module natin. So, yun lang po at maraming salamat hanggang sa susunod po nating pagkatuto.